Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast that reviews the movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 777. And as always, is Nerd going to hear the host of the show, Lance, for our wonderful co-host, Brad Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody? We're on a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday night.
Yep. 777 for everybody out there. And today we're going to be reviewing an extra movie this week as we look at Alex Proyas's Proyas, I think? Yeah. I think it is Alex.
There's not a T in there, but I don't know.
Proyas. The director of The Crow.
And iRobot.
Yeah. Dark City.
Dark City, which probably not many people have heard of.
No. I've never heard of this movie before. But we are live early and ad-free over on patreon.com/nerdcore. I did something today that I haven't done in a while, which was end an episode on time. So what's it called? Yesterday's episode that we did will be up on Thursday for everybody. And then Saturday will be this episode of Dark City. So if you want to go ahead and get this stuff early, so that way you don't have to wait an episode to be uploaded, you can be on the Patreon at $1 and above, and you get access to this. Guys, if you're watching right now and you're on YouTube, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss another review that we do on the channel. And if you made it on the comments right now, put W Raul because I fucking edited the episode. W Raul. Before we can go ahead and get into the review, Brad, how are you doing?
I am fighting for my life right now.
What's wrong, Brad?
I made a mistake.
You better have watched the right movie.
No, I did. I actually watched the director's cut of this movie. It's not that. I made the mistake just before now.
What happened?
So, I ordered melatonin to see if I could get better sleep.
And you're feeling sleepy right now.
And I took a 20 milligram about 30 to 40 minutes ago.
And it's kicking in.
And it's kicking my ass right now.
Yeah.
So I am fighting very hard for my life.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that you're going to be a little drowsy, but you're still going to try to finish this episode.
I'm going to do my best in this episode.
But if you talk slower than usual, you're not stroking out. You're just...
I've taken my first melatonin ever, 20 milligram, and I was not expecting just to... So,
okay.
That is what is going on right now, which, apparently it works, so...
Brad, let's hope that we make it through this episode just fine, and I don't have to worry about my co-host not responding because he's fucking out asleep. But, you could have told me this.
But I wanted to make you aware because I took it and then I had like a 15-minute nap and I woke up. I had an alarm on, so I woke up. And
so you didn't pull a me?
No, I didn't pull you and just sleep right through everything.
Yeah. Well, I don't sleep right through it. I wake up a little bit later and I'm like, oh shit, Brad, I'm sorry I was asleep. Let's go ahead and do this.
And see, Stacy, I've never taken a melatonin.
No, they don't. No,
so
they do not mess around.
I was not expecting for it just to kick in like, Benadryl. And it's just like... I feel like I'm going to get really good sleep, though.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
How was work, Brad?
Uneventful. It was pretty good. I had a burger today.
Okay.
Yeah. So
nice. I worked out, and I realized today that probably the barbell on the Smith machine at the apartment gym probably weighs less than the one at Planet Fitness. Or today just wasn't my day because I wasn't able to hit any of my sets on the bench with 25, and I've been able to do 35 on the one on the apartment. So something's not ending up here.
It could be likely that maybe it's not the same weight.
or today just wasn't my day.
That happened.
Yeah, I probably
But
should
the
have done it.
important thing is you still did it.
Yeah. Well, I did it last, whereas the bicep, whereas the bench at my apartment gym, I'll do it the second exercise. I'll warm up with the incline with the dumbbells, and I'll do it the second workout after that. Well, what happened here is I did it last, so I was going through some tricep, what's it called, the exhaustion. So
Yeah.
I was like, today just probably wasn't my day. Nonetheless, I did it. Got home, watched the rest of this movie, and now I'm gonna stream after we're done here. So
And I'm
yeah.
probably going to fall into a coma.
Yeah. First of all, Brett, thank you for watching the movies during the weekend so we could do
Yes.
this, because I'm not gonna be here from Thursday to Monday. So thank you for doing that. I know it was a lot to ask, but thankfully we were able to do it, and I was able to watch them too.
I'm just glad, like, they're not the worst movies,
Oh no,
like,
no.
ever. Like I was a little worried about this movie. And we'll get into that on why I was worried.
Yeah. So, with that said, if you have not watched Dark City, you should probably get out of here. We care about spoilers, but if you don't care about spoilers, or you've already seen the film, go ahead and stay. Either way, how it goes, this is your one and only spoiler warning, and it is in effect after these words from our sponsors in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Today's episode of the Nerd Court is brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether you want to see your favorite band, sports team, or comedian, SeatGeek has you covered. We're proud to be partnering with SeatGeek to offer you $10 off your first order with code TheNerdCourt. That's $10 off your first order at SeatGeek.com with code THENERDCORPS. So take a seat at your next live event with SeatGeek. Thank you. Now let's get back to today's video. Rockabye, baby.
Man, I was napping good too for 15 minutes.
All right, Brad. Introduce them to Dark City.
Dark City is a 1998 tech noir film directed by Alex Proyas and starring Rufus Sewell, who at first I was like, is this Oscar Isaac? And then I'm like, that's not Oscar Isaac. William Hurt, Kiefer Sutherland. The movie was dark, okay? Jennifer Connelly, Richard
Really
O'Brien, and Ian Richardson. The screenplay was written by Proyas, Slim Dobbs, and David S. Goyer. In the film, Sewell plays an amnesiac man who, finding himself suspected of murder, attempts to discover his true identity and clear his name while on the run from the police and a mysterious group known as the Strangers. Primarily shot at Fox Studios Australia, the film was jointly produced by New Line Cinema and Proyas' production company Mystery Clock Cinema and distributed by the former for theatrical release. It premiered in the United States on February 27, 1998, and received generally positive critiques, but it was a box office bomb. Roger Ebert in particular supported the film, appreciating its art direction, set design, cinematography, special effects, and imagination, and even recorded an audio commentary for the film's home video release. The film was nominated for the Hugo Award for Best Dramatic Presentation and 6 Saturn Awards. Some critics later noted Dark City's similarities to and influence on the Matrix film series, whose first installment came out a year later, and the film is now widely considered a sci-fi cult classic. We're watching a lot of cult classics this week. Concerned that audiences would not understand the film, New Line asked Proyas to add an explanatory voiceover to the introduction, and he complied. When a director's cut of the film was released in 2008, among the changes was the removal of the opening narration. And directed by Alex Proyas, screenplay Alex Proyas, Slim Dobbs, David S. Goyer, and cinematography Darius Wolski. Edited by Dov Honig, music by Trevor Jones, and we got a running time of 100 minutes. Budget $27 million, box office $27.2 million. How did they make this film for $27 million?
In the 90s, bro.
Yes.
90s. So, Brad, I have not seen this movie before.
I have not seen it.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I think it was during our last, we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do for the last reviews or something,
Yeah.
and I ended up in sci-fi territory, and I'm like, okay, what's the most underrated sci-fi films? And this one popped up, and I'm like, I have no idea what this is. I have never heard of this. And then I watched the trailer. I'm like, that looks kind of cool.
You know what, Brad? It's funny you say that. Like looks like to me as a movie that would. I know you don't mean as in Sci-Fi Channel, but this looks like the movie that would play on the Sci-Fi Channel.
In some form, yeah. I think maybe with better actors in it. Maybe not completely on the Sci-Fi Channel because they have had some bad like sci-fi movies
Yeah.
on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Usually this is the case, Brad. Guys, Brad will recommend something like this, and maybe I have heard of it before because it was announced for like a physical release. Before this, I never knew about this, and I just found out right now that the Arrow video is releasing this on 4K on the 28th.
Wow.
I don't have.
I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah,
glad
yeah,
to do that.
yeah.
I, did- I thought,
Arrow
I thought it was
Videos
already-
is a
I thought it
company.
was.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Devote-
already released when you sent me that. I was like, oh, that's neat. I didn't realize that this was releasing.
No, it's releasing this month. This
Oh.
month.
The
So
box set looks cool.
it looks really dope. It looks really cool, and I really like the cover art too. We'll be looking into it for a sale. I don't have money right now, as much as I would really like to buy it.
He's got dogs. know
Yeah,
the brother.
dogs. But I guess enough of beating around the bush. I want to go ahead and say something here. Wait, Suicide Squad's David S. Goyer. Yep, that David S. Goyer. This movie starts off really fucking good. Really fucking good. But it is a little too what's the word I'm trying to think of? Not high concept, but ambitious. It is a little bit too ambitious for a 1 hour and 40-minute movie. Because as fast as it can start up, I really got confused in all of the second act. Because I was just like, the fuck is going on? But I was never, my eyes were never taken off the screen. Like, we're never.
Were you like me, like just trying to figure out? I think I literally sent this to Raul, and I didn't mean it as an insult to schizophrenics. But I'm like, I feel like this is what would happen like if somebody with schizophrenia tried to write a movie.
Yeah.
In some form.
Some form, right? But holy shit, my eyes were never not glued to the screen because the stylism is something that you 100% don't see anymore. You don't see this style of filmmaking. So when I figured out that this was the guy who directed The Crow, it made complete fucking sense.
Yeah, it really did. And this is right after The Crow.
But with that said, I still fucking love this movie. And I would dare say that this is a near perfect movie that needs to be rewatched ASAP. Maybe on that 4K. Though I'm not sure how that 4K is going to play with how dark this movie is.
I mean,
the HDR will definitely make it look a little more dark, a little darker.
It's not as bad as The Rock's Doom.
No.
That is not that bad. It is dark though. But it's called Dark City, so it's kind of expected.
Yeah. But Brad, what is your initial thoughts on Dark City?
For being a movie I had no idea about and kind of just randomly choosing based on just the trailer looks cool. I'm quite kind of enamored with it. It's I kind of want to watch it again because there's stuff in this I'm sure I missed. I think Rufus Sewell and Jennifer Connelly, other than Jennifer Connelly singing, I wasn't too into that, but Jennifer Connelly their characters played well. Kiefer Sutherland, every time he was on the screen, I couldn't look away, but I don't know if I guess he played the character well, but I don't know. I don't know about his character. His character was kind of off to me, but then again, in this kind of alien fucking weird ass universe, I guess it works. Um, but also, I did have a question roll. I wanted to ask you,
Mm-hmm.
but you hadn't watched it yet before I could get a chance. Is this is Alex Proyas a believer in flat Earth theory?
Fuck if I know. But I know that if anybody who believes in flat Earth theory would probably really enjoy this movie.
I mean, when we got to that, when they got to the wall and it opened up to space, and then you had like the coolest character. I think it was it Richard O'Brien's character? I think it was Richard O'Brien's character, and he fucking falls into space, and he looks back, and you see this just giant like flat Earth built like prison, and
Yeah.
I'm just going,
What the
okay,
fuck?
what the fuck? What is this? and then it kind of makes sense on why like everything is the way it is, and no one like can find the beach of all places. And I think the story. I think it would probably take a second watch for me to fully appreciate and understand the story, because like I wasn't really understanding it until they kind of got to towards more of the end, and it's like, okay, so cool, this guy's got their same powers. He's kind of evolution. He's kind of evolved. He's the evolution of these guys, but he's also human. And you know, there's a giant machine for this flat Earth that changes things so they can keep fucking with these people and put them in situations and see, how that turns out. And then you start thinking about it, and you're like, okay, so they basically made Jennifer Connelly cheat and made all this drama just to see what would happen and how this character would he like turn into a mass murderer, and you're like, oh fuck, fuck.
Yeah. I don't have that much of a problem with the performances. I think they're fine. I also think they're very much of the time that they're coming from. It is very much a 90s sci-fi film, so I feel like it's got a little bit of 90s sci-fi performances.
If I'm kind of comparing it to the Matrix, since
Yeah.
they did, yeah, yeah.
Which, by the way, I 100% see the influence this has on the Matrix.
There was
Like,
a lot of leather, like a
yeah,
lot of leather.
yeah. But it's such a cool movie, man. It has so much swagger to it. Like, because, I mean, it's kind of playing with 3 different genres in one. It's got a little bit of horror, it's got sci-fi, and it also has a noir.
Yeah.
And it's
cool.
The way that it actually balances all of that is actually really good. Like I don't ever think that this movie is fighting between trying to make it a sci-fi or a horror or a noir. I think that it's blending all of them, and it's actually doing a pretty damn good job at it. I just wish I understood what the fuck was happening during it.
Yeah, I think the world building that goes on in this.
Oh yeah.
The and I'm not sure like how they did it, but the twisting of the buildings coming up from the machine and the moving of everything, it's just really cool. Like, this is a cool movie. It's kind of like, again, like the Matrix. Like when the Matrix first arrived, and Rose might be too young to like remember when that first arrived, but I'm old enough to remember that was fucking cool. Like that was like, mind blowing graphics and ideas for the time. And I kind of got the same feeling with this. It's like, this is just a really cool movie and really cool concept. And I don't know why I've never heard of it before now.
So, Roger Ebert has a commentary on this film. What was Ebert's review on this?
I'm going 98, probably. I do wonder what Ebert said. That would be,
yeah, because Ebert has a whole commentary on this movie.
He did a whole commentary. He probably loved this film. Yeah, 4 stars. He did 4 stars on this.
4 out of 4 stars. Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So here's the first sentence. Dark City by Alex Proyas is a great visionary achievement. A film so original and exciting, it stirred my imagination like Metropolis and 2001 A Space Odyssey. If that ain't a fucking... Yeah, this is the same guy who gave, what, like 1 star to Taste of Cherry?
Yeah. Something tells me that fucking Ebert just only liked American movies. But I do have to say I didn't watch the director's cut, Brad. So I don't know.
There's like an extra 12 minutes, I think. I think that's it.
Damn, so I really wonder what this would have done with those 12 extra minutes. I love this film. Pay me to talk over it, please. Shut the fuck up, Stacey. Dude, I think it is so stupid to make them put a narration so that way the audience understands.
Yeah, so that
Because I still didn't understand.
That was taken out in the start of the director's cut, which probably is a good thing. So I might actually add points for that, knowing that now, because you didn't need it. Like, the film, I get it's confusing. And I think where this is coming from, you have to remember this is a sci-fi. This is a whole new world. This is, like, I was really questioning when I saw the flat Earth aspect. I'm like, am I watching a flat Earther movie? Like, did I just accidentally show Raul a flat Earther movie and didn't realize this?
Yeah.
But I think the whole concept of this race of beings who's trying to understand humans to emulate them so they can basically have souls. That's like really, high consciousness thinking. And I think you're right. I think really, the guy who made Crow might be one of the only ones to kind of get to that aspect. There's other directors that we've seen.
I mean, I'm not saying that this level of stylism doesn't exist anymore, because it does. But I want to say that this level of stylism isn't sought after to the extent that somebody like an Alex Proyas would have gotten the opportunity to do something like this. Whereas, because
I would say if like a Yorgos, Lanthimos, like if he came out with this, it would make sense to me.
Yeah. And I'm it's just, a stylism like this doesn't really come out of, anything that's not really the streamers anymore. The streaming.
Yeah.
And unless you're a Guillermo del Toro, you're a Yorgos Lanthimos, you're a, these massive, high-end directors like a Wes Anderson, what's it called? This level of like control over the look of the film and the narrative of the film doesn't really, happen anymore. Yeah, whereas like in the 90s, stuff like this was very much, the norm.
Yeah, and I don't know if this gets made today without the studios being like, you need to cut this, and we don't understand it, and why are these guys underground wearing, white paint and leather jackets? Like, what's going on? Yeah. And I think, I don't quite know what statement's trying to be made. I guess there's an order of control and the people breaking out of the control of a flawed system that they don't even know they're in. I think it goes to that point of someone wanting to just, leave basically the prison they've been put into, not by their choice. And I think the ending is, it's kind of hopeful. I mean, he finds the girl he loves again, and he gets to start over and, seeing if another romance blossoms, and he gets to make the world, how he thinks it should be while they're under the sun.
Yeah. So, such an interesting film, one that I 100% really want to rewatch, because I really want to understand what's kind of going on here. And it's just had me really, just amazed at, the level of technical control and narrative control, and just how something ultimately to me was maybe a little too ambitious. But that's just on first thought, and I really do want to sit more with it, and I really do want to explore more of it, because, it just might be one of those instances where I was like, okay, I felt like this today, but, after it sat more with me and I understood a little bit more, it really grew on me more. But I want to say I love this movie. Like, I'm not going to drop a perfect score.
No.
But my score is going to be pretty fucking high.
I think it deserves, like, another rewatch.
Yeah.
Before I would
when
do
I get
that
the
as
disc.
well. Yeah. I mean, this might be one of those physical copy buys. That I wasn't expecting. I went into this with not like the highest expectations because I just didn't know.
Yeah.
And I mean, it really kind of blows your mind how good this is. I am currently looking up Letterboxd reviews just to see what others have said.
Yeah. But I really liked what's it called? I loved Kiefer Sutherland in it too. William Hurt.
Just a weird role for Kiefer to see him in, but
yeah.
But he wasn't bad at it.
Especially with the way that he was talking, like really kind of like really fast and like
yeah.
Like
it's not something usually you see Kiefer in.
It's his son, ironically enough. Yeah. But I do think that is a little bit too ambitious. But I never know. I'm gonna rewatch. I'm 100% gonna rewatch this when I get
I would watch the director's cut.
Yeah.
Because here's the first review on Letterboxd. New line forcing Proyas to add a voiceover before the opening credits that explains the entire mystery of his big mystery movie has to be one of the dumbest studio notes in the history of Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But as Rollo said, even with the notes ahead of time, it still sounds like it was confusing.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely gonna look into getting this eventually, and maybe on the next sale that they do. But for now, I do not have $35.99 to be able to drop on this on the pre-order. So sorry guys, but it was something that I was really surprised by and I really enjoyed. And because of that, I'm gonna go ahead and give Dark City an 8.75 out of 10. I think it was a really fucking good movie. Even though I was confused, I was never not looking at that screen. Brad, what's your final verdict?
I'm going to give this just a little bit lower than Roll. Because again, I'm kind of with him. I think a second watch will bring the score up. Because I think I'll catch more of parts of this movie. I'm sure there are parts of this movie that I just did not see in the first watch. And I would like to see, what else.
Mm-hmm.
So for that, it's an 8.5 out of 10 for me.
All right.
But
that's a terrible score.
That's really good. Like,
yeah,
really good from a film that I didn't know what to expect when I chose it. And Raul, this was literally what I did. So when I searched it, I kind of just, screenshotted my phone with it. And I was like, and that's what I'll do. Sometimes if it's movies I want to see, like, or for us to review in the future. And so I went to movies, and this was like the one that popped up. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I guess we're doing this one.
Thankfully, was in the Canopy. Yep. Shout out to Canopy. Shout out to the Houston Public Library for making this available. And I'm pretty sure, what's it called? Shout out to the Arizona Public Library for breads. But, remember, guys, if you have a public library card and you want to be able to stream movies like we do at home, you guys can watch them on Canopy. All you gotta do is just link your library card to your Canopy account, and you get access to movies just like Dark City. So, and it's all free. All free. But that concludes our review of Dark City. And of course, thank you guys so much for joining us. Follow us at nerdcore.com. 1 out of 10. Roger Ebert said it's great, but he loved the room. So
questionable. Ebert can be questionable sometimes.
Yeah. TheNerdCore.com, Twitter at TheNerdCore_, Instagram at TheNerdCore, Letterboxd at TheNerdCore, TikTok at TheNerdCore, Patreon.com/NerdCore, and our Discord link is in the description below, so you can join us, talk to us on there. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app of choice, leave a 5-star review and follow us on that app. In the comments, if you made it this far on the YouTube side of things, tell us what your thoughts are on Dark City, and let us know if you liked Sewell in this film. I like him. I liked Rufus Sewell in this film.
I did. I mean, at first, when he first came on screen, I was like, is that Oscar Isaac? And then I'm like, that's not Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
But Rufus Sewell, like, at first I'm like, did that man have a fake eye? Because he like, when he stared at you at the screen, like, for some reason it looked like one eye was bigger than the other. I'm like, is that a fake? And I'm like, no, it's just how his face looks.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah,
he did. I haven't seen him in much.
No, me neither. Thank you to our patrons. Without them, none of this is possible. Of course, because they're amazing patrons, we get to give them this episode live early and ad free before anybody else gets to watch it. So you can join us at patreon.com/nerdcore at the $1 tier for said benefit. Brad, can you tell them about our executive producer, Shane?
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/xsrk or on Twitter at thrifted.io or go buy something from the Suppy God at dpop.com/prison city vintage.
Of course. And we want to just thank our YouTube subscribers, our podcast listeners, and our readers on the website. Everybody who supports us, thank you guys so much. We love you guys so much. We love our patrons, and we love everybody who's able to watch this. And if you're not subscribed, you can subscribe. If you're not listening, if you're not following on the podcast app, you can follow. And if you're not saving our reviews on the website, you can save them. We love you guys all so much. Brad, we'll see them on Wednesday tomorrow on the Spawn, episode 5. Season 3, episode 5 watch along. And then after that, we'll be going dark. But if you wanted access to that, you guys can go and check it out on patreon.com/nerdcore at the $5 tier. From Thursday until Monday, we will be gone. I'll be out of town. And for now, Brad, get him out of here.
All right, Raul. Thank you for being host as always. Thank you to Stacy for joining us in chat today. Thank you to our listeners out there, our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, all I have to say is go to the beach if you can remember the directions. Young Yoda out.